November's Off the Rail comes to you in the company of Europe's party poker Mosconi Cup captain Marcus Chamat. Marcus, thank you very much for joining us. Lots for us to chat through, plus all of this coming up. Marcus takes a detailed look at the players who made Team Europe. TV's Nige Rees reflects on nearly 20 years with Matchroom Pool. We take a look at Coach Roysink's final 5 who made Team USA. And a look ahead to America's warm-up match against Team England. So another packed Off the Rail coming up. Marcus Chamat is with us here at Matchroom's headquarters in England. Marcus, thanks for stopping by. You're less than a month away now from your 4th Mosconi Cup as captain. You must be really proud of what it seems like an invincible European team you've built now. You must be really proud of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a quick 3 years that's passed. Now we're coming into the 4th year, and I'm really proud of what our team has achieved as far as bonding the team and showing and displaying the game of what teamwork can do if you come together good as a team and stay passionate to play the game with respect against our opponents in the US team. So I'm really proud.
Every year the crowd gets bigger and bigger at the Mosconi Cup. We're looking at just about 2,500 people this year in Alexandra Palace, all expecting your team to win. Do you feel that pressure from them?
Well, you know, like you said, it's going to be more and more crowd, and I think we're looking at the not only the biggest Mosconi Cup tournament that's ever been. I think we're looking at the biggest pool event has ever been, as far as exposure with television, with audience, with media, everything that's involved in pool is gonna be in London in December is gonna be the biggest ever. So yeah, anyone who's not ready or feel pumped about this event is not a real fan of the game or really don't know really what we're expecting.
So let's talk a little bit about your team, one by one. First of all, the first man to make the team, Clint Catchy. He's had a fantastic year.
Yeah.
It'll be his Mosconi Cup debut. What's he going to bring to the team?
Yeah, he's 19 years old. He's a youngster, but on the table, he's really experienced. He plays a really experienced game. You wouldn't think that he's that young of age. Usually, when you're 19 years old, you want to shoot at everything and just fly around on the table like a Joshua Filler. You know, but he plays a little bit more careful and mature game than his age. And to be honest with you, he's one of the players who I don't really known well throughout the years as a player in Europe or as a captain. But I had a good chat with him in Austria, and yeah, he's really a confident young man, and I'm looking forward to having him in the team.
2 debutants this year, a guy who's been around the Euro Tour for a little bit longer than Clenty, Mario He. In some ways, it's a surprise he's not been on the Mosconi Cup team before. You looking forward to having Mario on the side?
Yeah, I mean, Mario is it's gonna be the first year for him at the Mosconi Cup. He's a rookie, and but I still don't look at him as a rookie. Yeah, he's a rookie at the Mosconi Cup. Mosconi Cup is totally different. You can talk about any other tournament, but when it comes to Mosconi Cup, it's totally different pressure. I mean, your arm becomes like a spaghetti, you know, it's like a rubber, and you're playing for your team and your nation, and yeah, he's knocked in the door a few times, and now finally he broke the ice, and he'll do well in our team, I think.
Previously, when you've been captain, Albin Auschen, Jason Shaw, Joshua Filler, they've all come in as debutants, as rookies, and done brilliantly well, done fantastically. But is there a little bit of a concern for you that having 2 rookies, that maybe one of them might not click and it becomes a bit of an issue for the team?
Well, that is something I'm really proud of as a captain. Is any rookie or a young player come into our team, Team Europe, feel like they can feel comfortable and be their own self. It's not easy to be a rookie, especially in the biggest tournament of the year, as far as from a player's perspective and from you know, how to explain, it's the biggest dream for all the players to play in Mosconi Cup. So it's not easy as far as pressure for yourself as a rookie, but also to come into a group of players that you maybe looked up to the whole career, and I think it's really good that that those three players that you mentioned, Albin, Joshua Filler, and Jason Shaw, came in and they did really good as the first year. So that's something I'm really proud of. And as far as that we're gonna have two rookies, it's gonna be important that I do my homework and make sure that they are stable in our team. So if things start to get a little bit tricky and the Americans maybe get ahead of us, we need to have some ground to stand on, so I can catch them and try to fight back.
And then Albin Alshan made his debut under yourself, has had a couple of really good Mosconi Cups, missed out last year, but you must be pleased to have him back this year.
Yeah, Albin is a quality player. He's a really good match player and plays the big matches just as good as anybody I've seen. You're talking about Nils Feyens, Rolf Sukes, those kind of caliber. And I think he has grown as a person. Now he's a father of, he have a daughter, and I think that he's grown as not only as a player, as a person also.
Niels Fine, another player who missed out last year through injury. You must be delighted to have Niels back in the team.
Yeah, Nils Feyen he's a legend in the European pool as far as anything. I mean, he won 4 MVPs at the Mosconi Cup, and I still think to this day that nobody's going to be able to beat that record. And the record talks for itself. It's a record that if you achieved 4 times MVP in the biggest pressure tournament there is in our sport, then only that shows you maybe what you have achieved and what is done for our team. So I'm really pleased that Niels will be back on our team, and he works so well in the group. He's down to earth, and from the day he gets into our meetings with the team to prepare, he's on a mission, and it's good for the younger player to see what it takes as far as working for the team and working inside the team to accomplish success.
Every year when you've been captain, you've had experience on the team. You've had Darren Appleton, Niels Fine. Last year it was Ralph Souquet. Is that something that maybe we in the media overplay a little bit, or is it really genuinely very important to you to have that experience in the team?
Well, I think it's really good to have a mix of experience in a team. I think if I were to handpick, now I'm not capable of picking 5 wild cards. I pick 2 wild cards. But if I had to pick 5 wild cards, I would definitely go for a good mix of the team, because I think a team needs a rookie. I know younger players coming up, and they also need a backbone of experienced players. So I think it's a really good with experience and youth on the team. It brings a really good mix to definitely our team. I noticed throughout the years.
And then Jason Shaw, the fans love him.
Yeah, Eagle, Jason Shaw. Yeah, he took the pool well with Storm here a few years ago, and he made the final 9 in Alexander Palace a couple of years ago, and I bet he was over the moon. He's been waiting his whole career to win in front of his UK fans here, and yeah, I mean the way he plays is nothing like it. I mean, his firepower is second to none. He shoots so straight, and he have all the confidence. And yeah, I can't wait to get him on the team. And his personality is you don't see him ever down, or even if he loses a match, he can pick himself up and bring his happiness to the team. So yeah, I can't wait.
For the last 3 years now, the team you've had has been very different from the year before. Last year you had 4 changes. You've got some rookies again this year. Niels coming back in. How do you go about gelling that team together every single year?
Yeah, I mean, first year is 2015 in Vegas. I had this team, and I was so impressed the way they played together, and the way they kind of helped me in the first year as a captain. But they knew I had a passion for this team, and I do anything just to make sure that we connect as a team and help each other. And I felt like they helped me with some things I really needed to help. What does a captain really? What's the role of a captain? I mean, what it means. You can ask anybody, and there's no really rule or paper says you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you know. So, but they helped me a lot, and the team I had there was really impressed. And I thought for sure, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 players gonna change throughout the year, you know, from this team. But if you look at every year now, it changes. It could be one team can be totally different from the next year. So I took that in mind now, so I know that every year it brings a totally different side. This year we're gonna have 2 rookies in the team, so it brings a different kind of challenge, and I enjoyed it and I like it, and I really feel that the European side have so many strong players. It's not gonna end here. It's gonna come maybe next year. It's gonna come maybe 5 totally different players from this year. So we just have to wait and see, and I'll try to work. Put the work in together with my own self. I don't have a co-captain, so I'll put the work in by myself, talk to myself, how I prepare the team as good as I can.
So that's Team Europe. We'll get Marcus's thoughts on Team USA in just a moment. But first, the man in the middle of it all, Matchroom Sports Tournament Director Nige Rees on 20 years working with Matchroom.
Looking at your Matchroom referee career, I hate to be the one to remind you, but it's coming up to 20 years this year as a referee for Matchroom. How did you first get involved with Barry Hearn & Co?
Well, first of all, you forgot to mention how young I look still, by the way. But Barry was Barry's outfit with Matchroom in '99. I started. It was Cardiff World Championships. I was invited along. They asked me to come along as a reserve to help out. I was a player then. I was an ex-international player for Wales. Knew the game, passionate about the game, loved the game, wanted to ref, but weren't 1,000,000% on the rules. I knew them, but I needed to be right. As a reserve, didn't think anything of it, just left it. I had a phone call then the day before, can you come along and help? Came along and helped, and yeah, we've got multiple stories that's happened since then within the 20 years, but it was just a call where somebody dropped out, somebody walks in, and sometimes you've got to be in the right place at the right time, and I've been very lucky enough to be in that place, in that spot.
And since then you've gone on to referee international TV events broadcasted to millions of people all over the world. What have you enjoyed in your time as a referee with Matchroom?
You've got to be passionate about the game, so you've got to enjoy the game like any sport. I think as a referee side of things, you have to know the game before you can be able to referee it in a controlled way.
And what are some of the challenges you faced as a referee in those years?
Biggest challenge is becoming respected, I think, by the players. The players have to respect you. You have to make them feel comfortable. You need to make them feel comfortable. They are there to play the game. They don't care about you as a ref. You are really, in one sense, a glorified ball racker. But they have to know you're there. They have to know you're in control of the table, you're in control of the crowd, you're in control of situations that might occur, you're in control of the opponent, and you're in control of yourself within the game. So you've got to be in the right place.
Do you have any particular standout favourite moments from your 20 years as a referee? Any favourite events or favourite, individual moments?
Yeah, many. World Cup of Pool, the Pool League in Poland we used to have, fantastic event. 6 players, the camaraderie was fantastic. It was a lovely event, but one day Tony Drager went on. He's a very fast player, fantastic player, lovely fella. I think he made it in like 17 minutes. He finished his game, and we had to fill in something for the hour show. So we then decided to, myself and Michaela, who were reffing at the time, to take on Andy Richardson and Jim White as commentators. We had Tony Drager and Alex Lely in the commentary box, and the best thing was Francisco Bustamante. He put on the black and white ref shirt and reffed. That's probably one of the highlights for me, is actually getting on the table instead of reffing it, grabbing a cue, getting a ball and playing on an actual table that these guys play on. Probably be one of my favourite things in the 20 years, without a doubt.
In match play, we'd be playing safe from it.
Yeah,
or I would be playing safe. You maybe go for the shot.
No, I wouldn't, because you can't. I don't think he can cut in the middle, and I think the enough is definitely on in the middle if you try and.
Yes, you're right.
And even if he might, the white might finish the other side of the table. So
Yeah, that's
although
true.
the 9 is over the pocket, but I think safety shot is the shot here, Alex.
That's a great shot.
What a shot you made.
What do I know about enough?
Do or die.
Great shot, Nige.
Nigel's playing with a lot of heart.
Thanks for taking my advice, mate.
And looking ahead now to the Mosconi Cup, just on the horizon at Alexandra Palace. As you mentioned, 2,500 fans are expected to turn up in their droves, mainly European. What is it like to referee in an environment like that? And can you go some way to describe to people who haven't been to the Mosconi Cup what that atmosphere is like?
Scary. It can be scary. You have to be confident. My first Mosconi Cup, years 2002 maybe, I think, was scary. Then there wasn't even that many people in the crowd. Who was talking the York Hall. Busy atmosphere, smoky atmosphere, lovely. Now we're going to the Alexandra Palace, 20 years on from when I started. We're at the Ali Pali, 2,500 people, screaming, shouting, making so much noise. The whole place is shaking. It's shaking. You can feel it. I'm trying to talk to the players. They can't hear me. The players can't hear me. The crowd can't hear me. I'm having to use sign language, literally, to make contact with the crowd. For those who want to go there, who want to watch it, you're in for an experience that you've never experienced before. If you've never been there, friends of mine came down 2 years ago to the Ali Pali for the first time we had it there. They can't wait to come back. They've never experienced anything like it. You walk away from there, and your body's still shaking. Because not just through the adrenaline in the pool match, because of just the noise of the crowd. It's an atmosphere that if you've never been there, you need to go there, without a doubt.
Marcus, it might seem like a small thing, but for players as Mosconi Cup captain, it must be nice to have somebody like Nigel in the middle, just knowing that the referee is one thing at the Matchroom tournaments you don't need to worry about.
Yeah, Nigel is. I mean, I met him. I think it was about 17, 18 years ago in Bethnal Green. I made my debut at the Mosconi Cup, and you can tell that he knows what he's doing, and he's professional in everything he does.
So we've spoken a bit about your team, Europe, but a little bit on the other side now, Team USA. They've struggled now for 8 or 9 years in the Mosconi Cup. What have you made of all the problems that Team USA have had?
I don't know. I think if I just look a few years back, you feel like they really don't come together as good as a group so far. All that can change. It's just a matter of when they start winning a few matches. All of a sudden, they can come together and feel confident. So I know that maybe they had a few problems with the team a few years, but that can just change over one day. One day coming in December, and they had a really good first day, they're gonna be really hard to deal with, because a lot of people maybe don't expect them to do well. Now it's totally different. In Holland, they showed that they can come to one Euro Tour and almost dominate the whole tournament. So any talk, people saying that they don't have enough game, it goes out to the wind. I'm not gonna listen to that. I'm gonna make sure that we are prepared for any scenario that brings to Alexandra Palace in December.
They're playing a warm-up match in just a couple of weeks' time, which you'll be able to see live on the Mosconi Cup Facebook page. It's going to be England against USA. Will you be calling up Darren Appleton, Carl Boyce, Chris Smelling, Mark Imran, hoping that they can strike a blow to USA before the Mosconi Cup even starts?
I'll probably definitely watching it. I might come to London and just make an appearance to scare the players, the American players, a little bit, and maybe pull for my English friends in Darren and them guys, Imran and all them fellas, see what they can do. I think they're really talented players, the English team, and they can beat anybody, not only the American team.
And finally, we know how much you value the European fans, especially in London. If you could give them a message just a few weeks away from the Mosconi Cup now, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I want to say to all the European fans or any fans around the world, please come and support our Mosconi Cup in December in London, Alexandra Palace. You can either tune into the television or just appear in the crazy audience here in Alexandra Palace. The English fans will definitely be a sixth man in our team, and yeah, tune in and watch all the great games that Mosconi Cup brings.
Marcus, thank you so much for joining us on November's Off the Rail. Marcus will be back at Party Poker Mosconi Cup. It's December 4th to 7th. It's live on Sky Sports in the UK, networks around the world. And we'll be back with more Off the Rail from Alexandra Palace, myself and Ted Lerner, joined this time by Carl Boys as well. And before all of that, see Team England taking on USA in a Mosconi Cup warm-up match. That'll be live on our Facebook page on Wednesday, November 26th, completely free of charge to watch around the world on our Facebook live stream. Do join us for that, and we'll see you in December.